right, good evening, everyone, and once again, welcome to another of our live stream brought to you by none other than PMI San Diego chapter. And today we have two very special and interesting guests with us. I'd like to start by introducing one that needs no other further introduction. I'm sure if you're not new to PMI San Diego chapter, you've met this person a couple of times, you've seen this person, or at least heard his name. If from for chapters outside of PMI San Diego, I'm sure they've had some sort of interaction with this person because this person is just an awesome individual. He's the ever elegant Chakri Boka. Chakri, I'm handing this to you now.
Thank you, Henry. You're such a dynamic host. I appreciate the great introduction there. Um, it gives me great honor to introduce Shivani Gupta, our host today for this, our guest today, sorry, for this LinkedIn Live. Some of you may already know Shivani is a highly credentialed project, program, and portfolio management professional. She's an author, speaker, and contributor to various publications, including PMI's standards and various scientific journals and blogs. She's a business savvy management expert and also a member of Forbes Business Council. She has also been on the advisory council for several higher educational institutions. She has been the past president of PMI South Florida. She has been a startup owner and is currently in the finance industry. Whoever knows Shivani, they know her contagious zeal for her profession and her boundless energy. She has offered great contributions consistently to the project management professions and also contributed to various practitioners, peers, and youth as well in her journey to obtaining the Eric Jennett Award in 2022 from PMI Global. I have personally known Shivani, and she knows, I mean, I know that she demonstrates big picture thinking, and she is big on enabling and empowering people to translate her and her team's visions into reality. So, with that, I would like to ask Shivani a few questions so she can reveal the secret sauce behind her success here. So, first off, let me start off by asking about why you choose PMI. Since you have been volunteering for so many years with PMI, I'm sure all the audience would love to know what made you choose PMI.
Thank you, Chakri and Henry. It's so wonderful to be speaking with you today. Thanks for inviting me. Why PMI? I would say people invest their energy and effort towards things that they find rewarding and that are aligned with their values. As program project management practitioner, I cherish my profession. I'm very keen on staying current and I love to interact with people in profession like yourself. I certainly want to and wanted to contribute towards what I practice and preach. Now tell me, where else would I find all of these other than in PMI? World's reputed organization for project management spread across over 170 countries, an organization with 700,000 global members, an organization where my peers belong to. You guys, I got an opportunity to meet you all in this platform, an organization that cultivates professional excellence in project management and is, just synonymous with the word project management actually. So that's why PMI.
Excellent, Shivani. Thank you. I appreciate the insights there. And what um, role did PMI play in your professional development?
Certainly, I would say an extensive role. Being volunteer for 10 years have given me ample opportunities to learn, to network, to develop my program project management skills. I was president of PMI South Florida a few years ago. Now, let me tell you here one special thing about PMI South Florida. It's a melting pot of diverse cultures and provided me an opportunity to enhance my diversity and inclusion skills. So, one direct benefit. Now, not sure if you are aware of details of LIMSI, a leadership program by PMI. Chakri knows very well about it. So, LIMSI offers leadership training, training on soft skills, people skills, and that helped me immensely. Being involved with PMI helped me broaden my competences through certifications like PMP, wicked problem solving, disciplined agile, citizen developer, organizational transformation, and whatnot. That keeps me current and on what's happening in profession. So that's a big advantage, I would say. I use these techniques, the knowledge acquired through it in my day to day professional work during my meetings. These tips and techniques certainly are of immense help. And not only this, PMI exposure helps you in various other ways in professional life. And I'll give you a very specific example. You are probably familiar with government organizations and I would say their operating model. They have many protocols, approval processes, and policies. So, few years ago, I was working as a consultant for a local government agency here in Florida, and there was a need to create awareness about stakeholder engagement in my organization, the programs, the projects I was managing. In this situation, I was able to leverage my association with PMI South Florida for stakeholder engagement presentation that we delivered, which was extremely useful for the organization and played direct indirect role in smooth execution of the projects. So PMI exposure helped me to deliver and accomplish better, effectively, and efficiently in my professional organization. And I would just say, where else could I readily find these subject matter experts outside of my PMI connections? So kudos to all those who are volunteers. It's a great learning, networking opportunity, which helped me, and I'm sure it helps everyone who's associated with it.
That's great, Shivani. Thank you. I mean, looks like it's been a great win-win for PMI, the chapters, your stakeholders, the companies that you worked for, the organizations that you served, and
Correct.
for yourself. I think it's been, I guess, a great win-win for everybody that was associated with you. Um, let's move on and talk about the PMI Eric Janet Person of the Year Award. This is not an ordinary award. PMI Global has been granting this since 1998, I believe, and then they only provide it to one or two individuals in a given year. And when I look through PMI's official website, in some years, it was not even granted, which means that it's not an easy award. And then this only goes out to people that have made outstanding contribution to the project management profession through their leadership, technical project management, and strategic and business contributions as well. And like I said, it's not an easy award. you have to go through a number of different process and criteria to go through it. Some of which are like the contributions need to be exceptional and should have a lasting positive impact on the project management profession itself. These contributions should impact the larger project management community. And imagine what Shivani said earlier, this goes to like 200 plus countries, and you have a couple of million professionals that need to feel the impact. And all of these contributions need to demonstrate excellence in leadership and initiative. So, no ordinary feat. These contributions also should adhere to the very high standards of PMI, its practices, and its ethics. And also, last but not the least, uh, these contributions should be benchmarked by the industry standards in whatever field that the contributions are being honored. So, Shivani, definitely, I think you might have had a great Herculean effort to get this award. So, educate us. Let us know what you did to get this highly exceptional award.
Thank you, Chakri. Listening to it makes me feel very, very honored. I'm thankful to PMI. Certainly, as you are aware, as you just mentioned, Eric Chenet Award is for people in project management profession, and there are so many criteria. Being in project management profession, I would say for many, landing in a profession is an accident. Sometimes it happens. They get to choose some profession and they like it and they grow into it. For me, that was not the case. It was a deliberate, conscious choice to work towards. You may not believe this, but my life nearly 15 years ago, a little more, was a little different. Writing prescriptions, examining patients, determining diagnosis, suturing wounds, immunizations, supervising vaccinations as a physician in Indian system of medicine. That's what I was doing. Now, from managing patients to managing technology portfolios, from sutures to cybersecurity, for me, the change in trajectory has been tremendous night and day. And today, I supervise leading edge technology projects, programs for a very reputed global financial institution. So, this transition has been unique and learnings many. And as my understanding of the profession grew when I transitioned, I started contributing some articles. I started writing articles on many platforms, some research papers too. And I contributed as subject matter expert for PMI Standards Plus. I was published in Forbes 2 times, currently member of Forbes Business Council. And having gone through this professional transition phase, I understand the struggles and can relate well to aspiring project management professionals. That makes me have a special affinity for students. And that's the, I guess, perhaps one of the reasons I was very uh, close to, or I was very much interested in sessions, in participating in conferences, etc. And I have been invited by educational institutions as a speaker for various events. I did present at national and international conferences, PMI and outside of PMI. I'm also advisory board member of Kaiser University flagship for few years now. I was advisory board member of PM People, a for-profit organization that is in portfolio project management tool industry. I did have my startup few years ago. I'm very entrepreneurial, right? And dabbled in a startup focused on that technology driven healthcare platform because I have that background. We built a solution. It didn't come to fruition as I would have expected, but the experience and learning have been huge. That motivated me to participate as a mentor in mentoring program for budding entrepreneurs. As you mentioned, I was PMI president during COVID times, where we accomplished some brand new initiatives with much success for the first time. For example, we had Project of the Year award, where we had participation for multi-million dollar projects. It was a group effort, but it was for the first time in a charter. We had executive council for PMI South Florida. We started Toastmasters Club on top of the initiatives that we were already doing, and all this was in COVID times. And how hard it was, we all know. You guys being volunteers, you understand it. You understand the challenges, I'm sure, very well. I also worked on a special project under PMI umbrella with a team of four to support United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, where I pledged 1,000 hours of service and we delivered with the team effort. I also got an opportunity to be selection committee member of PMO Global Awards and also kept contributing in one way or another, as a volunteer or towards educational institutions wherever I got an opportunity. So that was my attitude. Perhaps that's one of the reasons. And as you can tell, all these activities that I mentioned about, they require your presence, and it was required outside of that 8 to 5 grind. I was involved in these activities while working as a full-time professional. So it takes an extra effort, but I believe that extra effort, is needed. 8 to 5 job puts food on the table, and these things feed my passion and purpose. So I'm thankful for this award. I would say it's a recognition of one's effort. It's more of an encouragement to perform and to contribute and to continue delivering.
All right. So before Chakri, goes on to the next question, I definitely have to ask. I'm curious about this. A lot of the people watching this, people that will watch this video in the future, are probably curious too. I know you just shared a lot of things that you did to get this award, of which, by the way, I like people watching to know that I was counting how many people have gotten this award since PMI started giving it out, and there are under 40 people that have gotten this award in the world. So right here we have possibly a unicorn. Not very many people have this award. You will not bump into people like this every day. And so I'm curious, there has to be some secret ingredients that went into the mix, some, extra work in the background, some personal, challenges, personal battles, some things you did, to encourage yourself to keep pushing. I mean, you said you volunteered 1,000 hours. For the love of God, that is a lot of hours. So what kept you going? What was it that pushed you to keep on going?
Right. Number one thing that kept me going is passion towards the profession, and I love PMI. And I love to volunteer too, because volunteering is win-win. You put effort into it and you get to learn, right? That you can use for your own personality development in your professional life. So that's one motivation. I I don't think I said no during my tenure in PMI South Florida. Whenever we got an opportunity to collaborate with an organization, or whenever we were invited, I never said no, always entertained those opportunities. So I would say this passion, that's the driving fuel. That's very important to have. Whatever profession you are in, whatever goals you have, if you really love it from your heart, if you care, and if that effort aligns with your values, automatically you will see that you are driven. So that's one secret sauce. And as I mentioned, I transitioned from one profession to another, and it was a choice. No, I need to give my best. It was not an easy transition. I had already done, lot to be here, and it's a start. So I wanted to make sure from my side it should not be lack of effort. And certainly friends around me, community around me, family, they all helped. So I would say all of them get the credit.
Awesome, awesome. I think it just goes on to tell everybody right now in the project management field, and those that are transitioning into the field and thinking, "Oh, this is going to be difficult. I don't think I can do this." You've heard it now. Passion, just dedication, keep on pushing. And we can't say this enough, always reaching out and connecting your friends, co-workers, family. You'll be surprised where you keep tapping that energy and inspiration to keep on going. You've heard it from someone that has followed this same recipe and today is standing with one of the most interesting or one of the most unique or rare awards in the field of PMI you could ever find anywhere. I mean, it's just mind blowing. All right, and before we continue, I'm going to let you keep on sharing all of this juicy information with us. I'd like to also remind our viewers you can ask questions, you can interact with Shivani. Feel free to drop your questions or well wishes or anything in the comments. We'll relate to Shivani, she'll respond to them. Don't hold back. Now is the time. We're running short of time, so now is the time. Back to you, Shivani and Chakri.
Thank you, Henry. That was a great question, and yeah, I mean, it definitely goes back to the mindset and how you overcame this adversity. And let's pivot a little to the audience, and what kind of advice would you give to the audience who want to really take you as a role model, and thrive in a professional environment? I know we are not in a usual professional environment right now. A lot of things have changed, and it is a very dynamic environment. So give the audience a few of your advice, from your secret sauce there, Shivani.
Thank you, Chakri. So I would say I'm still on the journey. I still need to accomplish. I'm learning, and then improving. That's the thing. But still, I would not hesitate to mention few things that I found are and were of tremendous help to me. And when we think it through, it makes sense that yes, these things really impact you or really make positive difference. So I would say, just to make sure it's easy to remember, 7C. So what are these 7Cs? Number 1C, competence. Any profession you are in, it's a medical profession, it's project management, it's you are a developer, you are a tester, you are into architecture, your competence into the skills that you need to exhibit, that is very important. Know your subject, know the basics. So that's number one. Consistency. So it shouldn't be one time thing. You need to be consistent. Keep doing, keep proving. That is of value. One time thing doesn't make much difference. Those are accidents. One more important thing is credibility. I would say credibility is a very special trait that helps to build relations, that helps to build that trust, that level of trust. Do what you say and say what you do, because that way people know that you are, competent to do that, and then they can rely on you, which is very important in personal, in professional space. Another C, courage. Courage is very important. Dare to dream, dare to have a vision. If that is a starting point, if you will not have a courage, for example, for a transition, or to think out of the league, or to have extra effort there, so then if you're not even working in that direction, you won't be able to achieve. So courage is important. I would say next C is compassion. Human element is important. While these days we talk about AI can do sentiment analysis, but EQ, emotional quotient, is the basis of those sentiments. So very important 5 C's. And last two are curiosity and connections. Be curious. If you don't ask questions, if you're not curious about, why this is happening, what's going on around you, if you are in your own some project and you are not curious about getting additional details, there is a difference. So be curious. Connections, very, very important. You all are here, and I know Chakri, right? We are making connections here. The people in the audience, you go to your networking events. So I would say competence, consistency, credibility, courage, compassion, curiosity, and connections. 7 C's that help you to demonstrate your best in any field you are, in any domain you are.
That's amazing, Shivani. I love that. I mean, 7 C's. I mean, I think if I were to pick one, I would say consistency, right? I mean, that trumps anything. Like, I mean, you just keep doing it. It's the grit that takes you to your target, your ambition, your goal. So with that, let me give it back to Henry so he can ask any questions and close it off.
All right, all right. Thank you, Chakri. So, Shivani, we're gradually coming to the end of this live stream. And it's sad. I mean, when we're having fun, time flies by quick. But before we go, I also want to ask this question. What would you say are the traits and qualities that one needs to excel in the world of project or program management?
Correct. So, as we all come from project management, program management profession, I would say, first of all, know your domain. I talked of competence, right? When we are in project management, we should have the basic skills. We should understand how to manage project. We should understand about scope, schedule, cost, and various other factors. So have that functional knowledge, that domain knowledge, number one. Number two, flexibility. Now you have the knowledge, right? You have the learning. You can acquire this knowledge through many PMI certifications, but be flexible when you are implementing it in your practical projects in your organizations, because one size does not fit all, mostly, right? So when you are doing, or you are talking to your team and you are creating your work breakdown structure, do not be rigid. Understand the environment you are operating in, and accordingly, adapt to your approach. Number three, people skills. Projects is all about delivering with the help of team. So people skills is key. If your team will trust you, they will believe in you, they'll know that you have the competence, you have the expertise, you are very genuine, you deliver as expected, and have that trust factor and that emotional component, so they will go an extra mile. So, three things: know your subject, be flexible when you are implementing, and make sure that you care for your team, you have those skills to deal with the people the right way.
I love it. I love it. It's just, it's funny how every time people that have gone far in the world of project or program management, when you have a conversation with them and you ask them, what are those traits that would help someone just starting out, or sorry, someone already in the field go far, they all seem to always say the same thing. And I'm glad we get to hear that from you as well. You have all the credibility, awards to back that up. And it just proves to say that all of these things work. I don't know what else to say about it. I'm excited, and that's it. Uh, Okay, so I know it's 30 minutes. It's always never enough to carry on this conversation, especially when you've been in the field for so long. You have so much experience and so many stories interesting stories that you could share with us. But as we're gradually coming to the end of this live stream, I want you to share with us three things. If you were to advise, or three things you would like to leave with everyone watching right now, what would they be?
Sure. Thank you, Henry. So, three things I would say: plan. We all are in project management profession. We cannot underestimate the power of planning. Plan for your project. Certainly, we do it, in our professional life. But plan your goals. Define your goals. Find out what it takes, and then prepare accordingly. So, number one is plan. Number two, prepare. Learn and upgrade your skills. Develop your network. Work hard. Work smart. Try to see what it takes to accomplish your goals, and upgrade your skills accordingly. Right? Number three, persistence. You have a plan, a vision, you have the skills, you have prepared. You might fail, it's not uncommon. You might fail many times, I would say, but be persistent for your goals. Change the approach if it doesn't work, but be flexible with your approach, and not with the goals. Be flexible with the process, but not your vision. So plan, prepare, and be persistent. That will help you to accomplish. That has helped me, and I am still trying to learn. It's still beginning of the journey, but this approach has been very effective and impactful personally for me.
Well, I'll say the one that blew my mind the most was be flexible with your plan, but not with your goals. That one right there is solid gold for me. That's it. That's my major takeaway today. And I think we have a viewer that is also loving that same point. I think that one will stick with a lot of people right there. If anything doesn't, that one will. And thank you very much, Shivani. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor having you and Chakri on one live stream today. I mean, it's for those people that are watching that don't understand, it's something you don't see often. And it's been my pleasure. It's been an honor, and I appreciate you guys. Before we call this a day, I'd like to just give Chakri like a few seconds just to tell us, remind us about that event coming up in PMI San Diego sometime in September. For those that don't
Absolutely.
know, so, Chakri, it's the spotlight's all yours.
Thank you, Henry. So we have our annual conference coming up in September. The theme is Future is Now. We are planning four different tracks and three keynotes. It's going to be in the Sheraton Hotel, the same place where we had the Leadership Institute meeting uh, in back in April. Uh, we are expecting about 25 different speakers, great topics, um, and people from different regions are welcome to attend. We are already seeing the attendance ticking up. So just wanted to make sure that everybody is aware of this opportunity to learn, network, and enjoy the beautiful San Diego weather. So hope to see some of you there. Thank you, Henry. Thank you,
Thank you
Shivani,
very
once
much,
again.
Chakri. Thank you
Thank you,
very much,
Shivani.
Shivani. Thank you, Chakri. For our viewers, I know you guys seem very curious about maybe you want to learn some more things from Shivani about Shivani. You can always reach out to her on LinkedIn. And if you can't seem to find her or reach her, you could get in touch with me or Chakri, point you in the direction of our LinkedIn page. For those that are also curious about the PMI San Diego conference coming up. I know some people were there last year. Some people couldn't get a chance to get ticket because it took too long and we ran out of tickets and spots. This is another opportunity. You don't want to miss it. Look out for the information. It's on the PMI San Diego page. It's on our LinkedIn page. And very soon we'll have another LinkedIn live with some of the keynote speaker. And you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Once again, thank you very much, Shivani. Thank you very much, Chakri. Thank you to all of the viewers. It has been a pleasure being with you guys and talking with you guys today. But till we meet the next time, have a great one. Enjoy the rest of the evening and stay safe. Bye now.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Bye bye, everyone.